After a while, we shifted to another way of exploring intentionality. We began to work with DNA, and we found that we could unwind the double helix of DNA, change its molecular configuration, or rewind it if it was heated, denatured, and unwound. We could actually rewind or heal the double helix of DNA with intentionality. And this has implications because in order for a cell to replicate, the DNA has to unwind. So we started to do that work. Now the key here that was very interesting was that if you're not focused from your heart and coming from a loving, heartful place, the impact of intentionality is not nearly as effective as when you're coming from a heartful place. And it's not surprising because a heartful place is a place of oneness. In other words, what love does is it unifies. Whenever you're focusing on something with love, whatever the object is of your loving attention, you become one with, you merge with. Love is the awareness of relatedness and that impulse to merge with the object of your awareness. You become one with it. And that's also the acceptance of the truth of what is. When you accept the truth of what is, you merge with what is. In effect, you're loving it. You're becoming one with it. And then, as you're becoming one with it, just as two tuning forks start to resonate in unison, if they're both of the same frequency, and that's the key. That's how you become one with something. Your awareness has to be cleared in those moments of any conditioning that you may have. You transcend that conditioning. Conditioning is another vibrational frequency. It may be disharmonic to what is present in the moment. So you have to be present in the moment with what is, vibrating as an awareness in unison with it. When you become one with what is, vibrating in unison in the moment, and then you introduce an intention into that field, it shifts the frequency. It shifts the vibration with no resistance. And you can say, well, if you unconditionally accept something as it is, why would you want to change it? And that's a very profound question. If you think for a moment, if you have a child whom you love unconditionally, and that child starts to run out into the street, behavior that is risky for the child, would you still want to change its behavior, and could you still unconditionally love it? Of course. So when we change the growth rate of a cancer cell, for example, we unconditionally accept its presence as it is, that it's here, it's now, it's intending to exist and continue to live. Whatever exists wants to persist. And you can change its behavior, accept its presence, return it to its normal growth rate, return it to its pre-hyperactive growth rate, return to the natural order, frequency, structure, and function of its pre-hyperactive growth rate. So we're not trying to kill it, we're simply trying to return it to its pre-hyperactive growth rate. When that occurs, the body's immune system can do the job that's necessary to take care of whatever cleanup is called for. So that's one of the ways that healing with love works.